Daaji. Thank you very much for joining us today on Youth 2.0 Europe.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry. Thank you for joining us, Daaji. We wanted to ask you how you're doing today and how are things back at Kanha Shanti Mandir?
Kanha is in heavenly world. Kanha can't be better. We have been having regular showers and the trees are blooming, and when you come here next time, you will find Kanha to be totally different.
Wow, that's nice to
Have
hear.
you been to Kanha?
Yes, Daaji.
No, yeah, okay, no.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Leela.
So we are joined by over 1,000 youth all over and who are watching our session live in different platforms. And so far, our seminar went really wonderful. We had some sessions about health and fitness, art, science, and spirituality. So in preparation for this event, we reached out to our participants to know more what would they like to hear and what kind of questions would they have. And we would like to ask you some of those.
Should it?
Just before we started off with the questions, we wanted to ask you, what does the time of youth mean to you?
Youth means opportunities to make a lot of mistakes without being told, why did you do that? Not that the grown-ups don't make mistakes. They knowingly make mistakes, while youth makes mistake without knowing why they are making mistakes. They're in the learning curve. But like any other stage in life, it's an opportunity. Youth is full of opportunity. And how do I harvest, make use of this opportunity in my personal life? See, if I want to learn at my age newer things, I can. But if you decide to learn new things in your life, you'll be better off than myself learning it, see? Because my neural rigidity or lack of my neural flexibility won't permit me to learn new things. See? While younger people, they have the ability to learn newer and newer things because of this neuroplasticity. Moreover, that ego has not crystallized in your consciousness as much, So I think you have the golden opportunity of learning new things. Unfortunately, most youth, I don't say the youth of today, but it has always been like that. They miss the opportunities often, and then they later on regret that how in the world did I become a truck driver or a tractor driver or a taxi driver, see? Or why am I working as a cheap laborer in a restaurant? Because you did not do well in your education, in your academics. So those of you who are studying, please devote all your time in studying. And how much suffering will it cause to you? Another 2 years, if you call it suffering, maybe 3 years, maybe 4 years of suffering or torture. But that will protect you from suffering for the rest of your life. If you miss out on this important period in preparing yourself, making use of those opportunities, then there are chances you'll regret that, oh, I had opportunity, but I did not use it. To me, I often ask myself a question, what are opportunities? Opportunities, they come on our way often. But person who is unaware, who is not fully conscious of things around, they miss it. Other person who is fully aware of what is coming on their way, they will grab the opportunity and say, oh, let me do this, let me do that. Their focus is on growth. People who miss out and remain unaware, their focus is fettered into so many different directions, and it is diluted. So grab this opportunity. And when can you remain grabber of opportunities? When you're united within yourself. When there is unity, then there is a possibility of opportunity. You see the spelling? Whoever designed this English word was a genius. Unity is there in opportunity. OPPOR. Do you get it, Leila?
Yes.
Yeah. And without building this opportunity or grabbing or taking advantage of this opportunity, you cannot have communities. That also there is a word unity in communities. And being united, being one unit within yourself, you're not a multiple person. You are one united entity who thinks with one united heart and mind. See, that is unity. That also gives you a lot of immunity. So immunity again has the word unity in it. See? So unity within and unity amongst people is great. I brought this up because of this idea of opportunity. See? So youth is a period where you can exercise and grab those opportunities. At my age, there are many opportunities of making millions, but time will not allow it, my energies will not allow it, my interest will not allow it, see? My priorities will not allow it. But you guys are fluid at the moment. You are in a flux, and you can crystallize all these opportunities, grab them, make use of them, see? And build on one success after the other success, or build on failures also. See? Not that you'll be successful all the time, but that itself, the failure itself will teach us a greater lesson than success itself, you see. So youth to me, in short, is packed with opportunities. And you have greater chances of making use of those opportunities. Opportunities will also come as you grow more and more and more, but you won't be able to appreciate them. You're too busy with your family life later on, see. My child is crying and I have to take him for vaccinations, or I have to take my child for sports and things like that, see. You'll be too busy. So whatever personality you want to create, it's best to create very early in your life. Youth is the best period. See?
Thank you, Daaji, for that wonderful answer. The other question, sort of leading on from there, is I think young people really want to make a difference in the world, and they see the opportunity in many places. Like they want to do something for humanity, something for nature, something for themselves. Now, how do we know what is the true calling for ourselves? How do we understand what is the right opportunity to go after? This is one of the questions that we had.
When we are youth, we are full of enthusiasm and full of ideals. But that preparedness is not there. You're not ready to serve. There is a lot of idealism, but a lot of lack of strength, lack of abilities. You see, suppose you want to help a country and let that country's citizens, especially the poor countries where there is a need of vaccination. If you were CEO of Microsoft, perhaps, you can make a difference. But you as Lavanya, you're trying your best even to stand on your own feet. You're struggling. How will you help the others? So, I request you all, please prepare yourself, enable yourself, strengthen yourself. Someone came to Babuji and said, I like to serve. Babuji says, first prepare yourself. If you want to serve someone, even at a financial level, you have to have something in your pocket. If you want to serve people suffering from, let us say, this virus, COVID virus, how much do you know about it unless you become a medical professional, either a nurse or a doctor? What else can you do? So whatever liking you have, let us say you want to serve humanity in healthcare, then you have to pursue medicine. So you have to choose in which direction you want to go, see.
Thank you, Daaji, for that. And related to the previous question, so how do we accept our failures and have that unity within? And we always struggle with doubts of choice. How do we know that what is right and to make a wise decision?
Well, it's good that you fail often, it's okay. But not go to that extent that you fail so many times that you go into a kind of a inner storm and go into anxiety. We have to learn from our mistakes. And what choice do you have anyway? Having failed, when you sit quietly and say, oh, where did I go wrong? How did I mess this up? So you have learned a big lesson, how not to repeat the same mistake again and how to improve further. So accepting it is the only choice, but not just accepting. See where you went wrong and how to correct that situation and how to make it better. Take the advantage of it, say, of the failure. Make it as a stepping stone so that you can climb higher. And it will always help you. Instead of getting depressed, which is of course very natural thing for all of us, when something goes wrong, we start worrying. And when we worry too much, you will have difficulties in finding the solution. You have thought over it that I have failed, fine. What else can I do now? See, how to make it better? See, that will be the right approach. Meditation helps a lot actually. It makes you centered. You go take a sitting and see the condition that changes in you. And then with this fresh perspective, you can look at the situation where you have failed. Making choices in life, always refer to your heart. Logically also you can dissect it. And I am sure you will always come to this marriage of both logic and your conscience when the situation or the answer is the right one. See? Until the right answer comes, you will always be confused. Confusion comes because of the mind, not the heart. Heart is generally very, very, very clear. It's the mind that says, oh, what if? This what if confuses us. But then if you think properly with the right steps, that's why we have this sankalpa. Every now and then we make that all are developing correct thinking, right understanding, and honest approach to life. This highlights and sensitizes our heart for this right thinking, rather correct thinking, right understanding, and honest approach to life. And when you have honest approach to life, you cannot go wrong. The results may be delayed, but you cannot go wrong. One more question, and then I'll give you all a sitting.
Then maybe one question that many people ask, that looking back now, what is one piece of advice you would like to give your 20-something self?
Myself,
Yeah.
that's a tough one. If I had to relive my life at the age of 20, I would glue on to Babuji Maharaj and don't leave him even for a second. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll all meditate now for about 20 minutes. It will be a short sitting. Okay, and then after 20 minutes, you can say that's all. Okay, who will say that's all, Lavanya or
I can
Leela?
do that. I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that, Daaji. Yeah.
Okay, otherwise both of you will say that's all and you'll shock the world. Okay, so Lavanya will say that's all after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you. So let's
Thank
all
you.
meditate and happy to see so many. I mean, I'm not able to say, you say 1,000 people are there, but maybe in a different form I'll be visiting and joining them. Uh, Glad that so many people are watching and participating in this youth 2, version 2.
Yes.
Yes. Youths to Europe. Yeah.
So what is your version 2? How do you dream yourself to be? Your new version. You don't have to answer. It's okay. And then you'll have a third version, no? Then you'll have a final version before you say hello to God. So
Yes.
instead of two second form and third version and fourth version and fifth version, why don't you go for youth, the final version? That's what Babuji Maharaj meant, that if I die the very next moment, how will I present myself? So we have to be always ready with that final version.
Okay.
Let's all meditate.
That's all.